Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to wind up finishing this small engine project today. We're going to wind up putting the gas tank on, our air filter housing, our air filter, our spark plug. Alright, let's get ready. Alright, let's start on by putting our gas tank. So we have these two studs that come out of the bottom of the gas tank that wind up going in these holes. Then we have our hose that winds up hooking up to this bottom of the gas tank, which is also a filter. I've had motors in the past that didn't run because they weren't getting fuel because this filter was blocked up. So that's always something to look for if the motor's not running properly too, is that being blocked. Alright, so I will put my hose on there. Now there's a little piece on the bottom of the gas tank. The hose has got to kind of loop into it. You guys see how it's kind of looped on that piece of metal? Alright. Now I'm going to get those two studded rods into the holes. Now we're going to have a tricky spot. Getting that bolt, a long bolt lined up, that seems to be the trickiest part of this job. So I'll put a screw in there, move it around until I feel like it might have caught itself. Yeah, I think it might have just got itself just then. Now I'm going to use an 8mm socket and an extension. And I'm going to try to get it started. And it should go in. And I'm going to tighten it with a ratchet. Okay. Now we can wind up putting the nuts on here. We don't want to put the nuts on first because if we tighten it down, it's going to be really hard to get that bolt that we just installed lined up. So I got these 10mm. Put one right there. I'm going to put one over here. I'm going to wind up using a 10mm ratcheting combo wrench. 10mm. It's got a ratchet on the box end. Great wrench. Love this wrench. Makes a lot of jobs a lot quicker. Okay. So the gas tank's on. Now what we have to do is wind up putting the air filter housing on. So I got my gasket, and I got to put my choke on because that's what this lever is. It's my choke. Once again, we need choke is used for starting the engine up when it's cold. Gives us a rich air fuel mixture. And then we have our air filter housing. So these two levers have to go through these two holes, and these two holes line up on these two studs. Alright, now there's a hose that goes on the back here. I'll give you a camera angle for it. This hose goes on that tube right there. Alright, I got that in place. Now once again, I have two 10mm that hold this on. I'll start tightening those up. Break out my 10mm combo wrench. Tighten up the other side. Okay, now there's one more bolt for the housing, right there. It's an 8mm. And we'll tighten that up. Alright. Now I can put my air filter on. So my air filter looks very clean. If you look inside, it's clean there. This is like a outer layer, like a pre-filter. It's like brand new. Now air filters, when they go dirty, they can rob your motor of a little bit of horsepower. So you should replace your air filters in your car roughly every other oil change, like every 12,000 miles. Put my washer on, my little wing nut, or some people call it a thumb screw. Alright, tightening that up. Now I got my air filter cover and my other wing nut. And now what I have to do is I have to screw my spark plug into this hole. It goes right into the combustion chamber. Now on our spark plug, we have that metal piece that sticks out, which is called an electrode. And then we have what's called the ground strap. So spark jumps from that center point to the ground. We're going to have to use a special socket for this. This is a 5/8. I got a 5/8 spark plug socket. It's got a piece of rubber in there that's going to protect this porcelain from cracking. You crack the porcelain, you wind up, spark plug doesn't work anymore. So I'll start my spark plug with my fingers. Don't want to strip that. Then I'll run it in with a spark plug socket. Now this spark plug socket's extra long for doing a lot of modern engines that have spark plugs that go through the valve cover. Comes in very handy, especially on like the 4.6 Fords, Hemis. And I put my ignition coil wire on, and now our motor is complete. See if it turns. It feels like it's got compression, feels jerky. Alright, now I'm going to have to make a stand to mount it onto to see if we can get this thing to run. I'm sure it's going to run. Alright guys, you have a good one. I'll see you next video.